now we'll be chanting the Sanbutsuge. This is on page 44 of your service books. Again, led by our supervising minister, Reverend Gregory Gibbs.
Thank you, Bill. Indeed, be chanting Sanbutsuge. Busatsu Daimuryo Jukyo Sanbutsuge Ogen Gigi Ijin Mugoku Nyoze Enmyo Uyo Tosha Nichimatsumani Shuko Enmyo Daishitsu Monwe Yunaku Juo
Thank you all. And now we'd like to ask for temple representatives to make offerings. Today, because there's no incense, it will be a gasho and rai hai style offering, in which in front of the shrine, hands together in gasho, a deeper bow, 45-degree angle bow, and the recitation of the Nembutsu. And I know that we're looking forward to a time when we can burn incense in the temple again. I understand we will have an incense burner outside before the start of the Bonodori today. If you'd like to go ahead and offer incense at that time, we're outdoors. It's a much safer thing to do during this time of COVID. So as I identify you, please come forward. Representing the Dharma School staff, Lisa Umekubo. Representing Dharma School students, Juliana Cruz. Representing Sangha teens, Paulina Covarrubias. Representing the Adult Buddhist Association, Greg Yonekura. Representing Junior YBA, Andrea Covarrubias. And I apologize for this, not having everything lined up, but representing Buddhist Women's Association, BWA, Susan Maribeth. Representing BTSD Taiko, Laura Yoshida. Representing Komon, I should know if she's here, Joyce Teague. If Joyce isn't available, if I could impose on Sue Maribe to come forward representing Komon. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate it. And representing the Buddhist Temple of San Diego, Luann Lee. Thank you all very much. So we get to go ahead and stand up now. So please stand. For the Gatha Onbusan 2, you'll find it on page 128 of the service books. Thank you. You may be seated. We will do the candle lighting at this point for the Hatsubon families, and I'll be reading the names in a moment of the deceased. And at that time, the family representative, please come forward so you can light a candle in front of the Buddhist name for your loved one. These are all loved ones who have passed away in the last 12 months. We're starting in date order. You'll see there's quite a range of ages. Bruce Masato Asakawa, 95, September 24th, 2021. Tomio Ota, 100, October 5th, 2021. Gail Neo Hill, 74, October 23rd, 2021. Mary Amenia, 99, December 16th, 2021. Kengo Yamamoto, 87, March 5th, 2022. Dr. Ronald Kobayashi, 82, May 4th, 2022. Alice Asako Morinaka, 103, April 10th, 2022. Moto Kuneyoshi, 91, October 28th, 2022. Toshiko Ogata, 93, June 16th, 2022. Baby Bridges, July 16th, 2022. Hiroko Tanaka, 91, July 25th, 2022. Thank you all, and our condolences to the families. Please join me in reciting the Nambutsu in their support. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. So if you're new to the temple, it may be surprising to you, but you saw at least 2 centenarians among our Sangha, some very long-lived people, most of whom were devoted Buddhists all their lives, and they'll be missed. So at this time, we'll allow and look forward to Reverend Gibbs sharing his Obon message. Thank you.
Let me see if I do have a hot mic. Yeah, thank you, Bill. Thank you. I'm going to lose the mask because otherwise you won't understand what we're going to say. And you got about 30 feet on me. I got the 4 vaccinations. So I'm going to take the 5th one a minute. So then, good afternoon, and thank you for coming. And I'm sorry, all of you have experienced a loss this year. I'm very sorry. I'm honored to co-officiate at this service and to give this Dharma talk. Obon is a season of memorials. Now in Japan, that season lasts about a month. And in Southern California, it lasts about 3 months. And you understand why that is, because each of our about 24 long-established Buddhist temples in Southern California need to get their own chance at having their festival, like we are today. But it is an Obon. Obon is a season of memorials, and we're all thinking about people that we have had to let go of. Now, I was able to come down to be with you this weekend. I'm sorry that I often am just consulting with minister's assistants and your temple president and board, but I was able to come down this weekend. I'm glad of that. Your temple president, Luann Lee, took me out to see Reverend Carol Himaka, and she was doing better than when we'd seen her last, and I really think she appreciated the visit, and so that was a very good thing. And thanks also to Lynn Fushigami for meeting us over there. And some of you haven't met my wife. I won't have her stand up, but you'll meet her later. My wife came to join us for this service, Kyoko Okura Gibbs. So some changes today, some things that we don't always do. This is your Obon Hatsubon service, and it's important. And then we're going to go have the Obon dancing, which is important, and the Obon festival, which is also important. Now, we in the Jodo Shinshu School of Buddhism, we don't teach some fixed process of reading. That's Kubler Ross. That's all crazy. But we do notice that there's 2 aspects to losing someone, and the one is confronting the sadness of it all. The other is having some real hope for the future. As Bill pointed out, there is an irreducible sadness to losing someone you care about. It's sad. It doesn't matter how old they are or how long you have them with you. It's sad. And we can't throw that all together. But we also are hopeful. We're hopeful that our loved ones are already within the embrace of the Buddha's compassion. So we are both saddened by our loss and buoyed up by our hope. Held up, buoyed up, lifted up by our hope that they are being cared for by the Buddha, and we will one day too be so cared for. The hope that we have includes those we've lost and ourselves. So we have this reasonably solemn service where we confront the inevitable sadness of losing people we cared for through death, and then we go out and dance and enjoy the festival as an expression of our very strong conviction that our loved ones are all right. They are all right. The Buddha is looking after them. So the first part of this 2-part experience of grieving is easy in a sense. I am sad that these friends of ours have passed on. And it's sad to see you knowing that you've lost, knowing you've lost these people. I'm sorry you lost these people. These were good people. We only have so long in this form in biological life. It's too bad. This service is dedicated to people whose name cards we have down there, the people whose names Bill read aloud a little bit ago. People we have had to separate from in this past year. This is our dedication for this service. If someone you knew or cared about passed away this year, I am sorry. I'm very sorry for your loss. And I'm sure that you, at this point, still have some lingering sadness. You live with the sorrow, the loss, the bereavement, living with the sadness. It changes gradually. At first, it's like this heavy stone around our neck, that we carry. It's so heavy. And then, remembering those we love, it turns into like a solar cell. It turns into this little light thing that empowers us and energizes us. My mother died 30 years ago. And when my mother died, I cried a lot. And if I think of my mother right now, it's like a solar panel that just had a burst of energy. I am the son of Mary Louise Trimmer Gibbs. That makes me somebody. If you love your mother, you feel the same way. If you love your wife, you feel the same way. To be the husband of that person, to be the son of that person, this is something that empowers us, that strengthens us, that makes us value our lives. Remembering that I am the son of Myrtle Louise Trimmer Gibbs and George Carroll Gibbs gives me energy and confidence. However, when I think of my mother being gone, it still makes me sad. 30 years later, it still makes me sad. This isn't sequential. It isn't like first you feel sad and then you feel great. Both things go on at the same time. We are very saddened by our loss, and yet we are very hopeful that the people we love are entering into a realm of light. Your mother, my mother, all the people we care for are going to be all right. That is our teaching. There is a liberating process of awakening happening on this planet and elsewhere in this universe. A liberating process of awakening. Shakyamuni Buddha saw it and shared this with us and tried to explain it to us. Shinran Shonin saw this and he referred to it as a liberating wheel of light. That there's this liberating wheel of light rolling through the room, rolling through our lives. A liberating wheel of light rolling into our lives. Enlightenment is a renewed, fulfilling, joyous way of living. That awakening, enlightenment, is the destiny for you and for your loved ones and for me and my loved ones. The final station in our trip to Buddhahood is the beginning of further life. It's not an ending or a completion. But it is a destiny, in a sense, to enter into the pure realm, to enter into enlightenment. Whatever we experience from there on, from being awoken through the compassion of Amida Buddha, whatever we experience will be a good thing after that. Whatever we do will be a good thing that we did. In that sense, that we have completed our destiny. Life still goes on, change still happens. The Buddha's compassion draws us in so that there's no other destiny than nirvana for us. No other denouement, no other destination at which we could ultimately arrive but enlightenment. There is no negative ultimate destiny for anyone. There is a long time spinning for some of us, but we're all going to get there. We're all going into the realm of the Buddha. Change still occurs after awakening. Change will still occur even when we become Buddhas. Movement will still take place, but the movement will always be forward, so to speak. We'll always be moving forward, cutting some ground, making a difference. The final stage in development for humans, for living beings, is enlightenment. And enlightenment is all dreams come true and the joy of helping others to make their dreams come true. We are all on this journey. We are all traveling together. And some of us will pull into the Pure Land station before others. Don't waste your time. Take this teaching to heart. There's work to do. There's fun to be had. There's life to be lived. Don't waste your time. Know that you are journeying to awakening. Be confident that you will pull into that station, that luminous station one day. Enlightenment is all good things rolled into Buddhist living, rolled into living as a Buddhist. Whatever you think enlightenment is, it's more than that. It's more than that. Whatever you would wish for your deceased mother, she's already getting something more, something better from the Buddha's kindness. Even more than what you would wish for her is already flowing into her life from the Buddha's pure realm. Whatever you might hope for your deceased father, he's already receiving it, and more and better than you can imagine. Already this is flowing into your deceased father's life from the Buddha. Whatever you long for, whatever you might hope for yourself, it will be better than that. Awakening to Buddhahood will be better than that. Nirvana will be better than that. When you and I too enter the Buddha's land of light, it will be something so wonderful that we can't really imagine it yet. This tradition of Obon, this memorial season, is about 2,500 years old. It is based on the worry that one of the Buddha's historical disciples had, a worry regarding his deceased mother. Mokuren, or Mahayana, was counseled by the Buddha over this worry he had about his recently deceased mother. And the Buddha was able to bring Mahayana, Mokuren, to realize that his mother actually was okay. It's okay. She's going to be okay. This afternoon I've spoken about my mother and your wife, and I've tried to share the feeling that they are all right. And when our time comes, we will be all right. I hope you may feel this confidence. I hope that we can all trust in the promise of the Buddha. There is a liberating wheel of light rolling through San Diego this afternoon. It is rolling through many a place this afternoon, the liberating wheel of light. This liberating wheel of light is rolling through this room right now. Following this remark, I will start to wrap up my remarks. I'm not going to hold you too long this afternoon. There is a liberating wheel of light flowing through this room, rolling through San Diego, rolling through planet Earth. Sometimes I feel like I can see it. Sometimes we hear it as Namo Amida. Trust in the calling voice of the Buddha. Trust in the promise which the Buddha extends to all living beings. Turning toward that promise, toward the Buddha's promise, trust that those you love will, in the long run, be okay. Trusting in the liberating activity of the Buddha, realize that the Dharma Friends, all will be well, and all will be well, and every manner of thing will be well. And on that note, I will ask you to join me in a gasho, putting our hands together in a posture of respect and peace, and saying the Buddha's name just a few times in closing this portion of our service. We rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Gibbs. We so much appreciate that wonderful message. We'll now have the reading of the the letters of Rinyo Shonin, and reading in the Japanese, the Hakotsu no Sho, Reverend Maribeth Smith, to be followed by the reading in English translation.
perspiring a little under my mask. Sore 人間の不所なるそうつらつら感ずるにおよそ儚きものはこの世の始終中幻のごとくなる一度なりされば未だ漫才の人参の受けたりということを聞かず一生すびやすし今に至って誰か100年の病態を保つべきや我や先人や先人とも知らず明日とも知らず遅れ先立つ人は元の雫末の梅雨よりも茂しと言えりされば明日には子がなってゆえには箱となれるみなりすでに無常の風来たり濡ればすなわち二つの眼たちまちに閉じ一つの息長く絶えぬれば孤願むなしく返じて鳥の装い失いぬる時は六神眷属集まって長き悲しめどもさらいその会あるべからずさてしもあるべきことならねばとって野外に送って夜の煙となし果てぬればたら箱の溝のこれり哀れというもなかなか愚かなりされば人間の儚きことは老少不浄の境なれば誰の人も早く五章の一大事を心にかけて阿弥陀仏と深く頼み参らせて念仏もすべきものなりあなかしこあなかしこしょなんだなんだなんだなんだ
Thank you, Reverend Smitty, for that beautiful chanting. I'll now go ahead and read the English translation of what some of you may know as the Epistle or the Letter of the White Ashes. This is in a translation from Taitetsu Uno with a few very deft modernizations by Reverend Smitty. In silently contemplating the transient nature of our existence, nothing is more fragile and fleeting in this world than this life of a person. Thus we have not heard of human life lasting for 10,000 years. Life swiftly passes, and few among us can maintain this form for even 100 years. Whether I go before others, or others go before me, whether it be today, or whether it be tomorrow, who's to know? Those who leave before us are as countless and as fragile as the drops of dew. Though in the morning we may have radiant health, in the evening we may be turned into white ashes. When the winds of impermanence blow, our eyes are closed forever. And when the last breath leaves us, our face loses its color. Though loved ones gather and lament, everything is to no avail. The body vanishes from this world with the smoke of cremation, leaving behind only the white ashes. Words fail to describe the sadness of it all. There's nothing more real than this truth of life. The fragile nature of human existence underlies both the young and the old. And therefore we must, one and all, turn to the teaching of the Buddha and awaken to the ultimate essence of life. By understanding the meaning of death, we shall come to fully appreciate the meaning of this life, which is unrepeatable, and thus to be treasured above all else. By virtue of true compassion, let us utilize the unexcelled value of our human existence. May we entrust ourselves to Amida Buddha, and let us live with Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, in our hearts. Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Well, thank you so much for your kind attention during this service. We've been together to hear and live the Buddha's teachings and to commemorate our loved ones through formality and ritual, not to contradict our feelings, but to provide them further context. And your participation benefits us all. It's been a really important part of the process. Again, I convey my condolences to all the Hatsubon families. Your loved ones will always be remembered. And then thank you to Reverend Gibbs for officiating today's service and for his meaningful Dharma message. We're also very happy to welcome Reverend Gibbs' wife, Kyoko, for also making time to attend today's service. Thank you to Reverend Smitty for co-officiating the service, and to the other ministers' assistants for their support. Appreciation to Ann Ong for providing the music, to Reverend Honda for ringing the concho, to so many others who have made today possible. Moreover, deep gratitude to you in the Sangha for your attendance today, your generous donations and constant support to the temple. In closing, we hope you'll join us for a brief introduction, scholarship presentations, and Bonodori starting at 5 p.m. There will be a variety of food vendors selling their specialties starting at 3:30. I think that the Obon shop, resale shop, which benefits our scholarship, opens at 3. Those of you used to our services know that we sometimes shoehorn in some announcements. I only want to remind you at this time that our perhaps last rummage sale takes place the weekend of August 20th and 21st, I believe, the third weekend. And we hope that you can come out and find some bargains, but also that you might be able to volunteer to help us prepare for what may be a historic final rummage sale. So at this time, I wanted to thank you all for coming. You're welcome to come forward and offer your respects to the shrine with the kind of offering of putting your hands together in gasho and bowing, reciting the Nembutsu. Thank you again for your attendance.